So I'm filming this video while actually sick, like head full of cotton, just slightly foggy, and to be honest, fighting this little voice in my head telling me that I should be doing something more useful, like cleaning the apartment or just being productive with my weekend. And I think a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. And the thing is, a lot of us have learned that being sick is an inconvenience. It's something to apologize for or to minimize. And I've even caught myself saying things like, I can't afford being sick right now, as though the body had submitted an application and I can just reject it. And I wanted to talk a little bit about where that comes from, as well as the yoga philosophies that have helped me dismantle that idea, at least for me. If you've ever felt guilty about being sick, felt anxious about falling behind, felt like weirdly ashamed of needing to rest, that is not a personal failing. It's an extremely normal response if you've built, for years, you've built this identity of being capable, of being reliable, and being high functioning. And that used to be me. I have a career, I have a daughter to take care of, and so on. And being sick just does not fit into that schedule. So what I used to do is I used to push through. I used to half function and tell myself that I would just rest later, and then that later never really came. So what yoga has given me is a new framework, or another way of thinking about it. And once I started thinking about it, over years, the guilt started to dissolve. In Ayurveda, which is this ancient Indian medical system that sits alongside yoga as its sister science, there's this concept called agni. And agni is roughly translated to digestive fire. And it's more than just digestion in the physical sense. It's your body's ability to process food, yes, but also emotions, experiences, energies, everything. And when you're healthy, your agni is strong, which means your ability to process things is good. It's functioning, and you feel clear-headed, you feel energized. But when you're unhealthy, your agni goes low, and that instead creates this sluggish, heavy sickness feeling. And that does not mean that the system is malfunctioning at all. It mainly means that everything is working correctly. This is what agni does. And what's happening is your body is redirecting energy away from digestion, away from output and performance, and it redirects it into healing you. So when you get that sick, heavy, foggy feeling, that's your body doing something intelligent and necessary. And it's redirected all this energy without asking for your permission, by the way, because let's face it, if it had asked for permission, you probably would have said no, right? There's a related concept called ama. Ama is accumulated residue that builds up when your agni is too low to fully digest everything you're taking in, whether it's physical, emotional, or energetic. And so it's undigested residue. And in Ayurveda, ama is considered to be the root of most illness. And so when you're getting sick, it's because ama has built up to the point where your body has to stop and just clear it out. So sickness isn't something that happens to you from the outside that disrupts your life. It's something that happens from the inside. And it's a corrective process. And understanding this framework made me want to help my body along in something that it's already trying to do, and fighting it and staying productive, just doing that half function type of push through. It's actually working against the process, because you're asking your agni to do two things at once, and it can't, so you just stay sick longer. But knowing this intellectually does not automatically make the guilt go away, because the guilt is not about productivity. It's about identity. You've spent years being the person who handles things, who shows up, who does not let people down. And so being sick feels like a small crack in that. Like, for a couple of days, you're not that person. So who are you? Those are uncomfortable feelings to brush up against. And in yoga, there's a framework for this too, about how we over-identify with our roles. We over-identify with what we do rather than who we are. And when something interrupts that doing, it's threatening, because we've over-identified or confused the role with the self. And so being sick is actually a small but real opportunity to practice separating these two. To discover that when you don't produce anything, when you're not productive, you're not performing anything, you're not useful to anyone, you're still entirely whole. Nothing essential is missing. And that's uncomfortable. It's not a comfortable practice, but it is an important one. So tonight I'll make something simple and warm to eat. I'll go to bed early, and I'm practicing trusting that my body knows what it's doing. And if you're sick right now too, or you're feeling low and run down, I hope this gave you some permission to stop without guilt. Your body is not betraying you. It's asking for something. And it's usually asking because it's been patient a long time already. Rest well. I'll see you in the next one.